feel a sneeze coming on, so there might be a sneeze.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi,
Cass.
everyone. Hi, Cass.
Oh,
Do you see my new earrings?
I love them with the blue.
My
You
niece
rocking
had
it.
ordered 3 pair of pink to try out with her prom dress. And then after prom, she only wore one of the pair, obviously. After prom, she just like, oh, I'm just going to get rid of these. Still new in package because this was a pair she decided not to wear. And I'm like, I kind of like those.
They suit ya. They do. They suit ya. What I did, and I want to ask the question. You said last week that you were going to go out on Monday, you were going to go to like a coffee shop, and you're going to be totally in your Christmas getup. Did you do it?
No, I I walked upstairs to my parents to have breakfast with them, head to toe Christmas leggings, Christmas dress, Christmas earrings. I had changed my phone to
Oh my
Christmas.
God.
I changed my ringtones to Christmas and then made sure I had text people right before I walked upstairs. So while we're eating breakfast, my Christmas ringtones will be going on. I had even stopped, like I fully committed to this. I had even, because all of my stuff's in storage. I didn't want to go to the storage unit. So on my way to UPS, I drive right by Goodwill. I popped in there, bought a 50-cent Christmas mug, walked upstairs with my Christmas mug. And my mom goes, do you have a sale today? And I'm like, no, why? She goes, oh, you're rather festive.
That's such a motherly way to put it. You're so just for you today, I wore one of my Christmas shirts. I'd rather be at Hogwarts this
Oh,
Christmas just
I
for
need that
Claudia today.
shirt. I need that shirt. I love that. Hi, Kraken.
I have a mug that says the exact same thing, and it is not a lie. I would rather be at Hogwarts for Christmas. I really would. Every Christmas now, because I think that would be fabulous. So I was like, I'm wearing my Hogwarts shirt, my fun Hogwarts shirt, just for Claudia, my Christmas shirt. I was gonna wear my mistletoe one, but I couldn't find it. Oh, goodness
Well,
gracious.
before we moved in 2020, we had, hi, Helen. Hi, Bonnie, a whole house that we lived in. And if I had not started decorating this time of year, I wouldn't get it done before
Oh,
Christmas.
man.
Because we had like 3 6-foot trees. Some
Oh my
years we would buy a real tree if we could afford it. And then I had like 2 3-foot trees and then 12 other trees varying from, this tall to a
oh
foot
my Lord.
inches. Yeah. So trees everywhere. We would put away all of the regular home decor and
Yeah,
just put out Christmas.
that's what I
Like
do.
it was a big deal when my kids were little, but then
Oh yeah.
we downsized in 2020 and so I put up a just a tree that year with plastic ornaments on it so the cats couldn't because the cats were all kittens and
Yes.
then last year I didn't even decorate because I went out of town last year. So hello, Rebecca.
My dad was like that. He had not decorated. My mom was the big Christmas buff, and he had not decorated since she passed away. But then my grandson and my daughter moved in with him, and I was like,
Hi,
"You have a
Maggie.
3-year-old living in your house, a almost 4-year-old living in your house. You have got to You have got to come
Yeah.
out and get a tree." I had to give him decorations. I'm like, "You have got to decorate a Christmas tree. You have a small boy living in your house." It's like, that was your mom's thing. I think it just makes him miss her,
Yeah.
kind of doing that
Sure.
stuff. So because he gave me I have all of the Christmas decorations. I don't, so that's why every year I do a different theme. But I liked last year so much, I'm gonna do it again. I did. I can do it if I want now. I don't have small kids where, they decorate with all their little homemade ornaments and it's all like right in the front, in the center, at their eye level. And the rest of the tree just looks ridiculous.
Yep.
So you have no control over your Christmas tree when you have kids. Then when they're older, you get to do what you want. You know. Now everyone leaves me alone. Do we October to Jan? Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna start putting stuff out. I think here soon, and then we really kind of go nuts right after Thanksgiving. is when we usually
Rebecca,
do it.
if
But
it
we
was
go out
something
and,
complicated that I really liked, I would take a picture before I put it all away to make sure I
yes,
could put it all back out in January the right
in,
way.
in this, I know, because I take all of my stuff and I box it away because I don't have room to put out, but I don't have lots of surfaces. I have a, normal sized 1,500 square foot house. So it's not like I have something huge, but yeah, and just one tree. But I will admit, it is usually around a 17-foot tree. So it's not like it's a small tree. It's a huge tree,
Yeah, that's a big tree.
but a big and skinny. Big and skinny.
All right. So we have not done this in a long time, but if you are new to
Yeah.
live sales and our live
Oh
sales
yeah.
in particular, if you purchase today, you will need to send us your address, your real name, your YouTube name. Hi, Heather. Your PayPal email, and you'll need to send that to us immediately. And I normally invoice by Sunday. I have 4 sales: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yeah,
Thursday.
you
So
have a lot this week.
unless you ask me to hold an item and bill at the end of the week because you're going to attend my other sales, I'll probably try to keep up on the invoicing this week so that it's not all I spend Friday and Saturday doing.
Yeah.
So after I send the invoice, you have 48 hours to pay. If it's not paid in 48 hours and you haven't contacted me, then I cancel it and it gets put back up for sale in a different sale. I ship from Ohio. Nikki ships from New York State. All of Nikki's information is in the description box below. Her link to her YouTube, her link to her whatnot, and her link to her Instagram. Hi, Angela. Oh, Kaz. It's just communication, and
No.
I'll
Yeah.
communicate back. If it's something small, I've got no problem
Oh
just
yeah.
putting it up on a shelf until you've got the money. But if it's something huge, I may not have the space, since I have
Yeah.
had to downsize significantly, to hold an item. But you have to communicate.
Yeah.
If you ghost me, then I don't know anything.
And it's really
It is.
important about people moving their addresses too, because that's happened to me very recently.
Mhm.
People forget to update their information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have not purchased from us in a while,
Yeah.
or because I had people who had not purchased from me in, one of them, 11 months. So the last time they had purchased from me was December of last year. And so if you've not purchased in a while, Pirate Ship will drop your address out of their system. And if we can't find it in our old emails, if you've changed your YouTube name or something, or if you've got to update your info. And
Yeah.
it never hurts. If you're not sure, just send another email. We will
Yep.
never be mad if you update your info with us. We'll never be mad about that. Hey, Delbert. Yeah, I used to do theme trees too. I had a pink Victorian tree that
I
used to
love my
sit
Victorian.
up in the upstairs hallway. We had a reading area up there, and I would just take the chair out for Christmas and put this pink Victorian theme tree. Oh,
I love the Victorian is the other one that I go back and forth with. Yeah, I love that. I love that. But yeah.
did I
And
forget
hello,
anything?
Nancy. Yes, and that's what I do, Nancy. I archive them. I'll put them to the
Yeah.
side, and that happens. But you know what? People move. People change address. And before we got better at this, when we were starting, I would write everything down on index cards. So but to go through that old school
Yeah.
takes a little bit, because I have them old, there are well over 100 of you that I sold things to. So to sit there and go through 100 index cards, it's not like it's Rolodex, people.
Hi, Karen. Yeah, Daniel the other day said I had to stop doing my cards, and because he
Yeah,
had too many people he sold to, you
yeah.
couldn't
Let's
keep up
see.
with it.
Nancy found an old Rolodex, and that's exactly it. But then
That's
you have to find
awesome.
the time to sit down and do the Rolodex system, which is a good
Yeah.
system. But it makes it easy. If you're not sure, just resend it. That's all. Yeah. And my rules are almost exactly the same as Claudia's. I will sometimes wrap up an email and get everything out right after the show. And other times I'm like, nope, it's Wednesday, like it always is. But I usually get it done by Wednesday. I know in the past couple of weeks, I haven't been feeling really good. I'm just now starting to feel better. I was really bad about it, and I would get it done like Sunday, right before the show, because I knew I had to get it done, because
Yeah.
it just didn't have the energy to do it.
I invoiced yesterday because I'd had a Monday sale and then I'd had a
Even
Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
So, and the Saturday sale went late. I went to bed, and so I invoiced yesterday.
Yeah.
But
And
any
it
purchase last
happens.
week, I have invoiced. All the invoices have been sent. All right, so today we are talking. I'm going to change the layout here.
Mhm. This is a fun one,
Whoa,
guys. This is a difficult one.
they have updated things. Oh, there.
I
Okay.
see they keep moving things on it. Stop moving things,
Yeah.
people.
Don't change stuff. We don't like that.
I don't do that.
So we're talking about two conglomerate, like
Yeah.
consolidated glass companies, where a bunch of the smaller companies banded together into a bigger company. So the National Glass Company and the U.S. Glass Company are the two we're going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about the U.S. Glass Company. Nikki will talk about the National Glass Company. The National Glass Company only existed for 4 years, but the U.S. Glass Company was formed in 1891 and existed until 1962, kind of. And I'll
Yeah.
explain why kind of when we get into it. So in 1891, the U.S. was deep in a recession. The glass factories had overproduced the early American pattern glass. And remember, we had a whole
Mhm.
episode. You can go back and watch that one if you missed that one. But they had overproduced, saturated the market, and suddenly nobody needed new glass. Everybody had their glass sets. Everybody was good to go. So you had all of these companies that had churned out tons and tons of glass, and suddenly nobody's buying it. So the supply exceeded the demand, and the glass produced was no longer the quality it had been because they were overusing the molds. The molds should have been tossed. The new molds should have been used, but in order to save money, they continued to produce out of old mold. So glass wasn't, as clear, because we learned the pressed glass mimicked cut glass, but could be produced in large quantities. So overproduced, nobody wanted it anymore. So at least 18 companies combined to form U.S. Glass Company. These companies were in Ohio, Indiana, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania. But then you had the problem. Hi, Edward. If I missed you coming in, I'm sorry, but hello, thanks for coming in. But then you had the problem managing at least 18 companies based in 4 states in a time when communication is
Yeah.
not
Give me
like
that.
today.
Yeah.
So this is 1891. You cannot communicate daily with all 4 states, all 18 companies. So it led to some chaos. When they formed, they built 2 new plants. They built an automatic facility in Indiana. So that one was still going to be making the pressed glass. And they built a hand operation in Tiffin, Ohio. So that was your blown glass was going to be focused in Tiffin, Ohio. Over time, the various factories, these 18 factories, shut down due to strikes, due to poor economy, due to fires. It
Fires.
wasn't worth it to rebuild a company once it had had a fire and destroyed
Yeah.
everything, including molds. So all U.S. Glass Company operations were transferred to the Tiffin, Ohio factory. So by 1940, it was all made with a Tiffin label.
Mhm.
In the beginning, and you can still find some, and this will tell
Yeah.
you that this is a antique. There were a few different marks that they used. So they used a capital U, S, and G with a CO intertwined for U.S. Glass Company. They also used a U over an S. That was the same company. Or they used just a capital USG. So if you find that marking, that one tells you that's an antique. They switched to paper labels, and so there were
Yeah. Like
so
1940.
many different companies. But if you find those, then you'll know that's an antique. So what did they make? They made a
Yeah.
lot.
They made a lot of everything.
They made depression glass. They made elegant glass. They made carnival glass. They made fish bowls, vanity sets, figural lamps, bridge sets, soda fountain supplies, photographer's goods, pavement lights, and novelties.
They made a
So,
Santa lamp, people. They made a Santa lamp.
yes, they made a Santa lamp. I don't have a picture of the Santa lamp.
I
They
couldn't
made it.
find one. Yeah.
So
They made
some
the
of the
Santa lamp.
depression glass that they made, I thought I'd show you just a couple pictures.
Yeah.
So this was, take my Post-it off of there. So this pattern was the floral and diamond, and they made it in pink, green, some iridescent, black, and crystal. So they did do black depression glass. This one is just a gorgeous hue of blue.
Yes, that's one of my favorites.
But
I have
this
that
one was
in
also
clear.
made in these colors. So this was the butterflies and roses, or flower garden with butterflies.
Yeah.
And it was made pink, green, blue, green, canary yellow, crystal, amber, again, black.
I want a
They
black one
did
now.
a whole bunch of patterns. So it's way too many to list here. But if you just type in U.S. Glass Company patterns.
Oh, yeah. It was
you
like
can,
40 or 50 different patterns.
yeah,
If not more.
because it was 18 different glass
Yeah.
companies that consolidated to make this. You got lots of patterns. They did a crackle pattern.
Yes.
So it was made to mimic crackle glass, way cheaper to make. Once you had your mold, popped in your mold, you could just pop them out. So they did a medium blue instead of a cobalt blue, which lost an earring already. I don't know where the back went.
Oh, no.
My
It's a
brand new
little.
earrings. Lost the back. So they did a really pretty medium blue at a time when cobalt blue was more popular. So they're known for that medium blue, clear, green, amber, canary yellow, pink, black. So sometimes they used a satin finish. It wasn't always the clear. Sometimes they did a satin finish. And like I mentioned before, they also did a carnival glass. So it was a lot. And that
Yeah, I have
is
a few
my
carnival
US
glasses.
class. Now we'll switch over to Nikki and she can talk about
I will.
other one. Oh no, it wasn't what I just want to do that. Get it together.
But I will show you guys, this is stuff that is carnival glass, that is US glass. So this is one of their patterns. It has a big old butterfly on it. I love that one. It's actually called Big Butterfly. The carnival glass they did was really, really pretty. This one is known as Strawberry. That one right there. So they did do lots of carnival glass that was really, really pretty. Now, National Glass Company was slightly different in that they had a handful, well, more than a handful, maybe 2 handfuls of different companies. And one of them we talked about last week. They had Beatty Brady, which later became Indiana Glass. They had Cumberland Glass Works, which was in operation from 1884 to 1904. They had Fairmont Glass Works, which was 1889 to 1906. They just did bottles. That was all they did. Then they had Indiana Tumbler and Goblet Works, which is also sometimes called Greentown Glass. Oh my goodness. Google them and check out their pieces. They are some of the most amazingly beautiful pieces of antique glass I have almost ever seen. So Indiana Tumbler and Goblet Works was 1893 to 1903. Then they had McKee Brothers. We know McKee. McKee Glass became its own thing, but they were part of National Glass from 1853, and they were in operation until 1951. Then they had Northwood Glass Works. You know Northwood. Northwood does a lot of antique glass too. Northwood was 1887 to 1925. Then there was Ohio Flint Glass, which is another really, really, really pretty glassworks. They did a lot of depression and carnival glass. They had a fire in 1899, I think it was, and they switched their operations. Ohio Flint Glass became the Lancaster Glass, which then later became Anchor Hocking. So some of this, or merged with Anchor Hocking. So you can see how these things, this company, the National Glass Company, a lot of these places went on to do their own things. They kind of worked independently. It was almost like a gang of glass workers getting together for protection against other glass workers. That's how I'm looking at it. Then you have a Riverside Glass Works, which really just did early American press glass. Their emerald stuff, oh, the color is gorgeous. They were in operation from 1879 to 1907. Then you had the Rochester Tumbling Company. They had a fire in 1901, so I think they ceased their operations after that. Couldn't find a heck of a lot on them, and they made just tumblers, just tumblers. And then the one company I couldn't find anything about was Royal Glass Works, because there are so many Royal Glass Works still in operation today. So they started at ended around 1903 is when National Glass kind of went, that's it. So we're talking this, all this stuff is antique glass. A lot of these companies went on and moved on to other things. Other companies kind of stopped right after the Depression, but they would make tableware, colored goods, and lamps. Those were their big things. You have to understand these glass companies made anything and everything. They would make street lamps and headlights, and then the dinnerware you sat down with it in the evening. So you would have your goblets and your plates and your pretties and all this other stuff. So a lot of these companies are much, much, much smaller. Yes, that Greenwood glass is gorgeous, Kaz. It is really, really pretty. So if you find this stuff, you find something from one of these companies, it's kind of worth it because it's really, really, really pretty stuff. So that's what, and I would have only found National Glass. The only reason why I found them, because you can't just type them in, you'll find weird stuff pop up, is because I happened to find one picture from last week that I used. Ooh, there's a little bucket here. And it had all the companies listed, all these companies listed as being part of them in 1903. So these are two different conglomerates of glass. I guess it's just kind of the way they did things back then. This was also around the time of them breaking up national trusts, the antitrust thing and monopolies. And this probably could have been looked at as a monopoly, these companies. But antique companies, really cool stuff. You will find U.S. glass in your depression. It'll say U.S. glass. This was made by U.S. glass. Not that this was made by Tiffin or anything else. You won't find this was made by National Glass. That's a different title. U.S. Glass had a little bit more of, I think, a strong arm over their factories. And all these factories from National Glass were in the exact same places: West Virginia, Western Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Indiana. So those were the four main places. So that's all I got on National Glass. It's just
yes, Kaz, that was Greenwood Glass, and
yeah.
Greenwood is one of those companies that had a fire, destroyed the molds, and that was it. That's when they went under and they were done. Yeah.
And the fires back then, I could just imagine the non-safety, the fires, the strikes, the depression that hit. So that's why a lot of these companies aren't around.
They were tapping into natural gas to run these companies. So yeah.
So things are boom. Things are boom. And we've mentioned, this is U.S. Glass. They were part of U.S. Glass, or they were part of National Glass. And we figured we just kind of explain, what is that? Because the first time I saw it, I had no idea what it was either. So that's pretty much what it is.
Well, since you're up, do you want to go ahead and start?
I will start. Let me grab my cards. Here we go. Okay. So if you saw my preview, I have a weird theme going on. Most of my stuff is clear glass and milk glass. I don't know why. It's just what I picked. So
it's because it goes pretty in Christmas decor.
And I think that's where my brain was sitting, because Claudia had put in my head Christmas is coming early this year. So I think that's so I've got Hedwig. I think he's pretty. So this is an Avon piece. I've shown these before. It is glass on the bottom, plastic on the top. I think this is Mr. Precious. I think that's what he's called. But the interesting thing about him is he was a little powder guy, and he smells slightly, but it's not a horrible smell.
Oh,
but
that's fun.
That would be neat to reuse. Yeah, to reuse, make it functional again, and put in some powder. Actually, if you got rice flour and essential oils, you can make your own safe to use powder. And it does work, and it smells really nice. So if you're interested in my little baby glass owl, it's going to be $6, number 93. $6, number 93 on that guy. And then my next piece, this is one of my, I love this piece. This is a Westmoreland glass piece. It does have, I don't know if it's going to show up, but right here in the center, it does say WG. Remember last week we were talking about how I hate grape, or last week or before, I hate grape paneled stuff. This one I don't mind, because it's so much smaller. The small grapes and the leaves go all the way up. I'm calling it a mini planter. Westmoreland makes some of the best milk.
Is perfect for holding your makeup brushes.
Yep. Makeup brushes.
Perfect.
pens, toothbrushes. There's something just really sweet about it. So I'm calling it a mini planter. It has so many functional uses. Hey, Bree. It's not very tall. This guy is 4.5 inches. So that's as big as he is. Excellent condition. I think I can see this in somebody's bathroom. I can see this in somebody's bathroom. But if you're interested, just $10, number 75. $10, number 75. And those are my two. Ooh, that was loud.
And hello, everyone that just came in. We are so happy you're spending Monday with us. Okay, so my first two pieces are going to be pink depression glass. As far as I know, this one is Anchor Hawking Waterford waffle. It is a little serving plate because it's got these nice little wheels here. You can also use this as a cake plate for a small round cake. It has utensil marks. So it absolutely was used. Do I have a piece of white paper?
I was just going to say, is that like depression pink?
Yeah, it's a very light pink. Let me...
It's coming, Kaz. It's coming, I promise. Okay, there we go. Yeah,
see the pink.
Yeah.
And this one, I actually had hung on the wall just because the pattern is pretty.
Pattern is pretty.
But you can tell it was used. So this one, and let me give you a measurement so you know. From handle to handle, it's going to be almost 12 inches. But from side to side, 10. So like a 10-inch cake plate is what we're going to call that. And it is just $10. Number 5. It was most likely Anchor Hawking Waterford waffle. I'm pretty positive on the pattern on this one. Now this one, the second one, not sure about this one. And you can see the pink is just a little bit more concentrated on this one. And maybe it was Jeanette and maybe it was the Windsor pattern, maybe. But this one, a lot of times the companies made dresser sets that went onto trays like this. So they weren't even for kitchenware. And since this has no utility marks, I kind of think it was part of a dresser set, which Jeanette did. So I mean, it could very well be Jeanette, but I'm not 100% positive on this one. And neither of them have any chips or cracks, which is amazing. But this one has much nicer bottom. No cakes were cut on this one. So it's a little oval. And this one, $12, number 1.
I love that one.
Yeah, I do too.
I love that one.
$12, number 1. And those are my first two.
Yeah, see, depression glass sometimes is very hard to identify because from one book to another book, like a pattern may have gotten dropped or it may have gotten changed. And to sit there, I have one that makes it easy. It's kind of easy. It has little thumbnails in the beginning that you get the little drawing so you can kind of see it. But to sit there and go through 200 pages to find that one pattern, you're like, oh my God, it's here somewhere. I know it is. Okay. Up next, and I promise I will give these a better cleaning than they have been. I pulled them out of a box, so they're a little rusty, not rusty, they're a little dirty. So they do need a good washing. So I have a set of 2 Fenton Hobnail white milk glass goblets. Cheers! I had found one, I picked it up, and then I got excited when I found a second one, and I said, well, 2 sell better than 1. So you will get both of them today. And they are in really excellent condition. They are not marked on the bottom, Fenton. So they are pre-1970s, but I love them. If they were in black, I'd keep them, but I already have my black Indiana Diamond Point one. So I don't know.
These are really perfect for date night. Perfect.
And Christmas coming in the snow and January. I just thought they were fun. So you get both of them. I'm only gonna hold up one because we know I drop things. And I'm guessing they hold a good 6 ounces because my Indiana glass ones, they hold 6 ounces, and that's my best guesses that they hold that. So if you're interested, the set, $15 for the set, number 89. $15, number 89. And I'm gonna say they're not the super rounded, but they're not the Madonna point ones. They're like in between. Because I know that matters to people. Really interesting.
Angela.
Yeah. Or exactly, I can't decide if I want red or white wine.
Yep, there you go. Or mulled
White
wine or
wine.
mulled cider.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely. Okay. And up next to go with them, because I kind of thought these would be kind of fun together. So this is Oberon. Let me try to get in there. Oberon
I
from
love this
Austria.
stopper. I
Uh,
love it. That's a
I
good
am a
stopper.
sucker for a good decanter. I have too
Mhm.
many of them. I can't keep them all. So, and yes, I do decant my wine because it makes me feel fancy. Yes, or eggnog. We're not getting back into the eggnog discussion.
Hi,
No.
Becky.
So this is Oberon glass, and they spell or Ober glass, and it's spelled with one S, not two. And their little logo, I mean, come on, it goes on my shirt today. It's like the Deathly Hallows. All it needs is a little line in there, and you have it like a Deathly Hallows decanter. It is Austrian, and it is, I think it's supposed to be crystal, but it doesn't have that ring. I have a couple of other crystal pieces that crystal does, but I am a sucker for this. It still has this little plastic piece.
Mhm.
It still has a really nice little seal. And I love a good decanter that has all the little cut pieces in it. But these are also fun to put in, and they do sell them where you can get the stopper. So you could take this out and you can get the stopper that have the little lights. So you just flick it on that way and you put fairy lights in that. It would look pretty. So height-wise, we're doing 9.5 inches to the stopper. So not super big. If you're interested in the Austrian piece of glass, it is $18 and number 85. $18 and number 85. And those are my two.
I really like that one.
I love the decanters.
Okay. My next item, Anchor Hocking. This is the Lido Milano pitcher in amber. They made this one in a lot of different colors. So it's in really good shape. Doesn't have, sometimes there's chipping here, little flea bites, but this one's in good shape. And no chips, no cracks. It's this big. I'll tell you how tall it is. This one is perfect for Thanksgiving.
I love this one.
So, it is 9 inches tall to the top here. That's its tallest part.
And I'm telling you, I love using them. I make mimosas. I
I
have pitchers, they have mimosas in them.
Yeah, I like these brown ones. They just have a good feel. They're just fun.
Yeah.
So Anchor Hocking pitcher, $12, number 11. And it would be perfect on your Thanksgiving table.
I think we all like round pitchers because all I can think of is the Kool-Aid Man. And it just brings back good childhood memories of the Kool-Aid Man.
Yep. Oh, and then I was thinking Christmas when I pulled these out. Most likely Anchor Hocking Cameo and Star Medallion. These are berry bowls. They would have had a bigger bowl that went with them, a serving bowl. I had the serving bowl in the avocado green, and I found these separately in the emerald green. So hi, Geneva. So these are very good for Christmas. I think they would be perfect. No chips, no cracks. There's only 7.
It's
I
always
thought at
odd
some
numbers.
point I would probably come across another one and have a set of 8, but I did not come across another one. So there are 7. I debated keeping one and only selling 6, but I didn't do that. You get all 7 of them. And they are $14, number 15. $14, number 15. And I just think they'd be perfect at Christmas.
They'd be really great if you do like a taco bar at Christmas, or you do something non-traditional, or just there you go, you got Kraken.
Thank
Or
you,
you just do
Kraken.
little snacks. Great little snack bowls. Gotta be fancy. I sat down by myself yesterday on my early American press class plate, clear plate, and I had my veggies and my dip, and watching football, because you can do that. It doesn't make a difference. Treat yourself, make yourself feel special. That's what I say. All right. I have shown this before, but I brought it back because it's I can't figure it. It's a weird piece. All right. From a distance, it looks like a really cool little elephant powder jar. somebody married this together because but it fits. It fits perfect. The bottom is a Pyrex bowl. I don't know if you're going to see it. And that's a straw mark in there. But the bottom is a Pyrex bowl, but the top is a really cool little elephant trunk up piece. But it works. So why fix it if it ain't broken?
I
It doesn't
love
happen. It's something that's just like we all have seen these. We have these little like what do they call them? Flan or little custard dishes. Some ingenious person decided that the elephant dish fit perfectly on top of that. So this part, the top part, is definitely older than the bottom part. That's what I'm saying. So if you're interested in my weird little elephant dish, she's going to be $10, number 90. $10, number 90 for all you elephant lovers. It actually would make a really good little, trinket jar to put some fun stuff in. My next piece, do I have any August babies out there? I found, this is 95th. I thought it's the 75th. Oops, my bad. I've got a little Fenton bear from August with the little peridot necklace and the green eyes. He's got the iridescent body. And what's cool is he still has his tag. And he still has his little tramp stamp down there as a sticker. The 95th anniversary edition of him. He's in really good shape, and he is marked on the bottom. What is he marked on the bottom?
That's gorgeous.
Johnson. S. Johnson on the bottom. So for any August babies, he's really pretty. I love the lashes on these guys. I like the painted ones. I had a clear one last week. This week I have my fun little guy.
I think that's the prettiest one I've ever seen. I love that one.
They are really pretty. I wish it was a September baby, but it's not. So if you're interested in this guy, he's $20, number 73. $20, number 73 on that guy. And those are my two. We're flying today. You know why? Because it was hard to talk about all this. Oh, I see you, Geneva. Thank ya.
Okay, so got an offer up, which I don't normally do, but
here we go. Okay.
It's Pyrex.
I love that.
This, I believe when I did my research originally, there was the flamingo pink and then there was the regular pink. This is the regular pink, not the flamingo pink. The flamingo pink was a little bit deeper. And honestly, I bought this at an antique store, but I don't know. It's a Pyrex lid. It says Pyrex, but I don't know if this was the original lid or not because I am not a Pyrex specialist.
Oh, you got Angela in.
So I don't know if I mean, I know it's an original Pyrex lid. I just don't know if this was the lid that came with this one. There is just a bit, let me take this off. Just a bit of scratching here. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh,
nice. But overall, it's amazing.
Yep, go Christmas shopping, people.
So this is the 2 quart. It's the 024. 024. And then the lid, because I know at different times the ribbing was made in different years, but I don't remember when I looked it up if this one was original to this. Because I did research it when I bought it, but that was a while ago. It says Pyrex. It says 36 Pyrex G1C. So I don't know what that means, but
I've never seen it in like a casserole bowl like that. I love it.
Yeah. You know why I'm giving this up?
Because you don't have a pink kitchen?
You sent me the blue Philby.
Oh, yes.
And now it fits my kitchen better. That's why I'm giving this one up. I actually never used this. I had it displayed. All right. If it's just Angela interested, we're going to count it down. It made me a little sad to give it up, but I don't have pink in my kitchenette right now at all. So didn't want it sitting in storage and risk it getting broken when somebody else could love it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop.
Okay. Oh, that is awesome. I love when that
Geneva,
happens.
that's
I
amazing.
love when that happens, when it's a free box where somebody says it's free and then you're like, that's valuable stuff. Thank you very much. I will be taking that.
Okay, let me write this down.
I still use from my childhood. My mother always used, and we're using it tonight. Not that I'm eating it, just letting that out there. A Corningware loaf pan that we're making meatloaf in. And it was what I had meatloaf in, and it's what I still make meatloaf in. And that thing is like 50 years old. Still use it.
So, Kraken and Angela, I don't know if you were here in the beginning, but I have 4 sales over the next 4 days. So I was going to, unless you want me to hold it, if you think you might buy something from the rest of my sales, I was going to go ahead and invoice tonight. Hi, Gina Marie. So if you want me to hold it until all of my sales this week, let me know. Otherwise, I'll probably invoice you tonight just so I don't get too far behind in invoicing. Okay, my second item is a pink glass. I'm going to bet that this was a console bowl.
Oh
And
my God, if that was frosted.
it would have had a bottom piece, which it no longer has, but it is still a gorgeous piece of light pink glass.
I have been on the lookout for one of these in frosted pink to fit my little naked lady forever, and I can't find one.
Okay, I will get both of you invoiced today. Yeah, it looks clear when you do this, but
Yeah.
it is a very pale, very pretty pink. And I
love the shape. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was probably part of a console set, and it would have had an underplate type thing, and you would have had flowers and candles and all kinds of neat stuff.
All right, wait, is anybody else seeing a hat out of this? What was the whip it? That's all I'm seeing is the whip it hat. Those weird red hats they wore. Yeah, Steve, that's it. Sorry. 80s reference.
Okay, so 9.5 inches across, but the actual bowl part is smaller because it's got that lip that, like, it's 7 inches for the bowl part. Just over 3 inches tall. So it's this size. And it is going to be $12, number 6. $12, number 6.
I love the shape of it though. I think it's really, but it does have just those vibes. It's like the girl version of Devo. Sorry about that. Oh, okay. Up next, I have, and this is a big one. This is around 8 inches, maybe a titch taller. This is an Ellie Smith piece. This is frosted glass, and it was hand painted. Somebody named EB. Now, I've only ever seen the frosted pieces. I haven't seen one hand painted, so I don't know if this was something they were doing or this is something that somebody did on their own just to kind of decorate their little bird. Regardless, they did a really good job with the little tiny hand painting. This would look so, because it's hollow on the bottom, this would be so fun with a color changing light underneath it. I mean, just so fun. And they call it a dove, so it's a dove. So this could be on the Christmassy side. Not that we're selling Christmas yet, but it could be on the Christmassy side. It could work as part of your decorations. So it's in excellent condition. There's no issues. The wings are really nice. His beak is there. He's got eyes. It's just a really neat little piece. So if you're interested, and I'm going to warn you, it is a little on the heavy side. If you're interested, it's going to be $18, number 87. $18, number 87 on the Ellie Smith frosted hand-painted bird. Why do I always got to make this stuff a mouthful? Okay. Next up, I have, and this is my real crystal. This one makes a nice sound, actually.
Oh, it's got feet.
It's got, and that's what it is. It's got feet. You know, we love feet. It's got pretty feet. I love the little 3-footed crystal. This is West German crystal. This is, and I'm going to massacre this, Anna Hoot. I probably am really massacring it, but this is 24% PBO, and then it's in some language I don't understand. So it is a lead crystal. And it does still have its sticker right there. So this is gorgeous. This would be really fun with that old-fashioned like ribbon candy in it. I do get that stuff, that old-fashioned kind of candy. I love the cuts and it makes such pretty prisms, but the feet, the curly cute feet. Okay, in diameter, we got 5 inches, and then height-wise, 4. So it's not going to take up a lot of space. 5 by 4. So if you're interested in the West German crystal piece, and this company did a lot of different kinds of crystal, but it's awesome when they all have stickers. It's going to be $15, number 74. $15, number 74. And those are my 2.
All right, my next item I thought would be a pretty serving piece for Christmas, but then also I was like, why didn't I ever make a banana split in that?
Oh.
Wouldn't that
See,
be
I
a
don't know.
perfect banana split?
It is, I think, isn't that what it was for?
I don't know.
See, I'm not a
I
huge
looked
banana
these
fan.
up. I looked them up because when I did a Google search, it came up that it was Early American Press Cut by Hawking, except
Yeah,
the
it's
other
Hawking.
Early American Press Cut had a different bottom. So honestly, I don't know who made it.
I think it is
know.
Anchor Hawking. It has that vibe.
Yeah, somebody else had it listed as Indiana glass, but I don't think it's Indiana glass because I did
No.
not like this pattern when we did Indiana glass. So I don't know, but no chips, no cracks. Now I want a banana split so badly. I think
I'll
my
take
mom
all
ate
the
the
ice
last
cream.
banana this morning for breakfast. She shared it with me. So no banana splits for me today, but I think it's the perfect banana split bowl. Okay.
We're a fancy hot dog server.
It is 9 1/4 inches long and it is 4 inches wide. So it's not small. Like,
No.
but I thought it would make a nice, really pretty serving piece at Christmas or a super big candy dish.
It would be good for gravy too. I know that sounds weird, but like some kind of little side dressing. Yeah,
Yep.
with a nice little glass ladle. Hey, Val.
Or you could fill it with your Hershey Kisses with the little Santa hats. Those Hershey Kisses, that would look cute. This is $8, number 10. Hi, Val. $8, number 10 on that one. And then my second one is a little Daisy and Buttons toothpick holder. Or you could put a bottle brush tea in it.
Yep.
I have seen every seller this last week sticking bottle brush trees in everything.
Put a palm tree in it. Be different.
This one is, and these were made by a couple different companies. It is 2.5 inches tall. The opening is less than 2 inches for the opening.
But it's a fun little festive thing for those little swords, those little that we used to fight with when we were kids, pretend we were sword fighting. Like, I think it's fun for that.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things because it looks like Frosty's hat. It's just green.
It does.
A lot of different things you can do with it. It's good for the holidays coming up. $8, number 20. $8, number 20. Those are my 2.
Just because you showed this toothpick holder, it made me stop and think that that company I told you all about to go look, the Greenwood Company. Oh, you got cracking. They had done a toothpick holder and it is called the Old Woman's Face. So for all of my freaky deekies out there who like weird stuff, you have got to look that up because it is a Halloween piece, a creepy piece. I mean, the woman's face is kind of a little on the freaky, scary side, but the glass is so pretty. Look it up. That's all I have to say. Just Google it. It's fun. Okay. So in the vein of serving, I know I have cheese ball fans out there and butter fans, and I would do a fun little cheese ball with this. So pressed glass. I don't think it's crystal. It doesn't make that same sound. Oh, it kind of does. So maybe the top is. So this is the top. Really pretty underside, and it's not a big piece, but it's deep. So just about 4 inches, but depth-wise, we're looking at 3. And then the bottom has a nice, it's like scooped down. So it has an indent here. So you could put a nice little size fancy cheese ball in this. So the bottom is much more on the plain side. because all of the bling is on the top. I love these little cloches. This is just really pretty. I thought this would be fun for holiday serving. What are those ones? They do the cranberry cheese balls, I think it is. That if you go to Aldi's, they have all those fancy from like World Market kind of like cheese balls. This will be super fancy. Great hors d'oeuvres little thing. Just $12, number 91. $12, number 91 on that guy. I love me a fancy butter cloche. We don't use butter dishes anymore. Like my stick butter just kind of sits in my fridge in the box, and I'm looking for the right butter dish to put in my, I guess is what I'm saying, because I'll have my popcorn and whatever. We just need to get back to being fancy. And my last item is a little tiny paperweight. Now, I don't know what company made this. It has a familiar vibe to it. I just can't place it. It's definitely mid-century. It's got the little pinchy eyes here. Little pinchy eyes. Cute little beak. He's got a very nicely polished bottom. And he's a small baby. He's only like this big. Oh, does it have a different bottom? I might have another Mary piece. You never know. Well, I guess people up here, they just get inventive. So if you're interested in my tiny little clear glass bird, and he is really clear, he'll be just $8, number 78. $8, number 78. And that's my last one. And don't we all have different bottoms, though? We all have different bottoms. Just keeping it real.
All right. My second to the last item is just a little flower frog. It's this size. So it's one of the little ones. It has quite a few flea bites. So it was well used in its lifetime for its intended purpose. It's just like 2.5 inches on the top. Here's the bottom.
I love these now. Thank you, Angela, for teaching us how to use them.
Yes, thank you, Angela. I really enjoyed that demonstration.
Yeah,
so it's just $5. Just $5 for little flower frog. If anybody, I know for a while the market got saturated with them, but if you need a flower frog,
is awesome. A little teacup. If you have like a solo pretty teacup, that's a great idea. Yep. And you got Maria. Ooh, now I'm gonna look for small ones that I can do little teacups in, because I've used some of my blue willow, and Angela, don't kill me, to plant little succulents. Notice how I leave that in there. Angela, don't kill me. Because they're awesome.
Maria. All right, and my last item today is not depression glass. This was made in Japan.
That's so pretty.
And it's that peachy color. I got and it's tiny. I got this off of Skunky Junk.
Oh, I love it.
So it has a chip on this one corner, but if you've got it displayed like this, you can't even see the chip. And it does, let me see if I can find it, say Japan right here above my finger. And this one, I did not try to wash these. So I don't know if this has salt residue or if there's like it wouldn't make any sense to be hard water staining in there, but it is cloudier than this one.
Oh yeah, I see that now.
So these are just tiny.
They're personal ones.
Yeah. But super adorable. So 2 inches tall. And they have, for being, just glass made in Japan, they have a lot of nice little details.
Yeah.
So I do believe that they were made to look like, American pressed glass. But super pretty.
They kind of have a deco vibe to them too with the colors.
Yeah, and little set come with the tray, and the lids are still good. They're not, a lot of times these lids are cracked. Yeah. The lids are still good on both of them, but they're plastic. So for the little set, it is just $10, number 2. $10, number 2.
And I have to say, those are great.
Oh, salt is abrasive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anybody need a recap of things from the very beginning?
Hey, how you doing? Hello, Sabrina. You know what's funny is I have a bunch of salt and pepper shake. I only have a few that I like 2 sets that I have kept out. And my son, I keep my iodine salt and just the big thing it comes in, right? The Morton salt thing because I have a salt shaker. And my son's always going, Mom, we have more than enough salt and pepper shakers in the damn house. Can you put the salt in a salt and pepper shaker, please? I'm like, I don't want to ruin my vintage salt and pepper shakers by
My
opening
mom has
them.
got like 5 because she has so many different sets of dishes and she rotates through them regularly. So she's got like 5 different sets of salt
Yeah.
and pepper shakers that they all run out of salt and pepper at the same time.
Do
Every
they
one of
really?
them. So then we're like getting up from the table to get a different.
My son's just
All
annoyed.
right,
He's
so
just like,
Maria wants a quick recap.
oh
So let
yeah,
me
I can do that.
go
I can do
back.
that.
Okay, since I came up first, I will go over just the things from the beginning. So we had the Anchor Hocking Waterford Waffle Pink Depression serving platter. Small round cakes would be perfect on here. It does have utensil ware, so it was used and was $10, number 5 on that one. Pale pink. And then this one is probably Jeanette and probably part of a dresser set because it's not got anywhere on here
I love
at
this piece.
all.
Yeah.
And it does have a nice lip here. And
This would be good to just
little...
put your perfume bottles on. Those of you who collect them.
Yes. So the pink is a little bit brighter than that pink. And that one is $12, number 1. And then I had dropped my card in there. The Anchor Hocking Lido Milano pitcher. It's got this just wonderful feeling pattern on it. No chips, no cracks. There's the pour spout, which is your most commonly chipped area. The handle has this nice rib to it. It's this size, perfect for Thanksgiving. $12, number 11. Hi,
We'll try. We'll try. Okay. So I had the little Mr. Precious Avon owl with its stopper there. It is a shaker, clear glass, pretty rhinestone eyes, 1974, I think this was. $6, number 93 on that guy. I had the little 4-inch Westmoreland small gray panel. I don't mind this gray panel. It is marked Westmoreland down here on the bottom. Use it as a planter, use it for a toothbrush holder, use it for your pens, your pencils. It's just a very utilitarian piece, but it's very pretty. And that was $10. Excuse me, number 75. Sorry, I got froggy in my throat. I had the fancy Fenton goblets, pre-1970, because they're not marked on the bottom there. Little hobnail 6-ounce goblets. So for these set, 93. That is Sabrina. You got it, Sabrina. Thank you. The Fenton double goblets here, set of 2 6-ouncers. They're going to be $15 and number 89 on those for the 2 of them. And I had the Oberglass from Austria decanter. Like I said, it's the Deathly Hallows decanter. That's what I'm calling it. Deathly Hallows decanter right there. Still has its plastic stopper. It doesn't have a cork. I actually appreciate it when they have the plastic ones because they're easier to clean. So this one here was $18, number 85 on that one. And last I had the true married piece, Pyrex bottom, elephant top, but they work. So you know what? It's a second marriage made in heaven. That's what I'm calling it. It's just a really neat little piece. And this was $10, number 90. So those were my recaps. And don't forget, guys, watch it on the replay. Hit us up with the emails. Don't leave a comment. We ask that. That's the one thing we just pretty please don't ask. If you want something, just email us. And most of you get
please
that.
email us.
Please.
And I have a sale tomorrow with Bridget, Baker's Daughter LLC. I was telling people 2 over the weekend, but it's 3 Eastern time, 2 Central. And then I have my regular sale Wednesday morning on my channel. So I'm going to talk about the whole story with my cat. And I also need some advice because he's not happy. He's back. He wants to be back outside again. So I'm going to talk about that and then sell some stuff. And then I will be on Tiger's Timeless Treasures on Thursday at 11 Eastern. So I have some awesome sales coming up. Also, we don't have a topic for next week. So if there is something glass related that you have a question about, if there's a company we haven't covered yet that you wonder about, anything glass related, you can always either drop it down below, leave us a comment afterwards, or you can email us if there's something very specific you'd like to know. We will be on Cyber Monday. We will be here selling red and green glass and any like Christmas glasses.
Christmas glass.
Yeah. So we will set you all up for December on the last Monday of the month. So that's something to look forward to.
It's something fun, just something fun, because we had so much fun doing the Halloween show. Like, we had a blast doing the Halloween show. It was a lot of fun to get dressed up. So we're going to try to do that. My shows, I wasn't able to do my Wednesday show last week because my internet was being wonky. So this week, the cottage core that was last week is this week on Wednesday. And I have a this and that sale. I'm calling it. It's a little mix of everything coming up on Tuesday. So I've got some antique stuff. I've got some vintage stuff. It's all fun little fun stuff. Fun stuff. So those are my 2 sales, and both of those are over on Whatnot, and they're always 3 p.m. Eastern. Whew, that was a mouthful.
All right, that's it.
That's it, guys. Yes.
Thank you for hanging out with us. Happy Monday. Go forth and be productive.
And if you're on the East Coast, enjoy the warm weather while it lasts.
Yeah, because next weekend the cold's coming in.
Yeah, enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, not happy about that. All right, we'll see you guys in the chats. Bye.